So you've launched your online business and you're trying to find the balance between maximizing the profits in your business and maintaining a professional working relationship at your 9-to-5. I've done it, I've been successful, and today I'm going to give you some tips to help you do it better. Let's talk about it. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the winning team. I'm Nakisha if you're new, and today we're going to be talking about how to find the balance between having an online business and working a full-time job. Now, this can be a little bit tricky, but it's absolutely possible. You just have to implement certain systems inside of your business and in your life so that you can make this work and you're not stepping on any toes. Now, the first tip I want to give you is to make sure that you can have an online business. Depending on what you do in your 9-to-5, there could be a clause in your hiring agreement that says you cannot do anything that competes directly with your business. So if you work at maybe some sort of financial firm, but you're online and you're offering some of that same advice, you want to make sure that you're walking that fine line in a way that's legal and ethical and that you won't lose your job. Because I personally know someone that lost their job for running an online business that was in direct competition with their employer. So you want to make sure that you are not doing that. That is so important. And if you just, you're like, whatever, I'm gonna leave anyway, girl, just make sure you're being very discreet with your business, that you're not talking about it with your co-workers or anybody at the job, that they're not following you on social or anything like that. Listen, I'm not condoning that, but I know how it is, girl. I know how it is. Just make sure that you're moving in silence, okay? That you're moving in the right way so that it will not become a conflict. Next, you want to make sure that you have validated your idea and come up with some sort of unique selling proposition in the marketplace. So basically, I just mean make sure that you have chosen a business that has a high chance of success, that you see other people succeeding in this field or in this thing that you're doing, that they're making good profits, and that you see yourself being able to do that as well. Secondly, make sure that you're doing it in a way that's going to make you stand out. You can do things that, a lot of other people are doing, because for one, that's how you validate the idea. If several people are doing it and they're doing it successful, that means that may be a viable business for you, but you got to make sure that you're doing it in a way that's going to allow you to maximize your profit so that you can one day leave the job if that's something that you desire to do. So make sure that you have giving yourself a competitive advantage and that you've put yourself in a position to be successful amongst the crowd. Doing that is going to help the business get momentum a lot more faster so that you can get to the end goal a lot more faster. Now, let's get into the day-to-day. The first tip I have is to get up early. If you are not an early riser, girl, make yourself an early riser, okay? Because I'm going to suggest that you work on your business at least an hour before you go to your full-time job. I cannot tell you how empowering it was to get up and work on my own business and then go to my job, okay? Because I felt like I was prioritizing my stuff, I was prioritizing my future, and I was investing back into my business. And then when I got to work, I was so much more happier. There was nothing they could say to shake me. If they did something to make me mad, it would be like, okay, I don't care anyway, because I'm already building my business on the side. I'm preparing to be out of here anyway. So there was not much that they could do that could shake me or make me mad or anything like that. It honestly made working at my job a lot easier because I always knew I had something to go home and look forward to. So if you can get up early, at least an hour and a half before your normal rising time, that's going to give you 30 minutes to get yourself together and then an hour to focus in on your business. Even if that's simply, writing a blog post, maybe it's writing out product descriptions, maybe it's doing social media, maybe it's going live on your social media, whatever it is that you can do before you go to work to go ahead and get the juices flowing and the ball rolling in the business before you go to work, do that. The next tip is basically a byproduct of doing what I just said, and that's committing to your business. You got to commit to your business first. And I know a lot of times we are starting businesses, and some of us for the very first time, so we don't even know if this is possible, if this is gonna work. You know, we're used to working a 9 to 5. That's pretty much how we're programmed. But I'm telling you that you got to commit to your business and make it just as important as that 9 to 5. Yes, I said just as important, if not more important than that 9 to 5. You have to commit to your business and not make it this side thing in your mind, or just this thing you do in the evening, or this thing you do on the week. No, you have to commit to your business and make it a big business. Speak about it in a big way. This is big business, okay? Because one day it is going to be, and you got to speak about it and work it just as it is. So before you can even say, I'm gonna get up an hour early, you have to commit to that business, because when you have committed to that business, then yeah, you're going to invest the time that it takes to build it. You know, you're going to invest what it takes in that business in order to make it successful. So you definitely have to commit to the process of building your big business that you already have. Now, along the same lines, you have to create a schedule for yourself. Create a schedule. So we already know your job is essentially 9 to 5, right? You're working 9 to 5. You need to create a schedule for your business. So is your business going to be your 6 to 9 or your 6 to 10, or is it going to be your 7 to 8 in the morning, or whatever it's going to be? You need to create a schedule for yourself, because the first piece of advice I have is don't work on those people's time. Don't be using their internet to look up stuff and doing so. Don't do that. Don't do it. Just don't do it. And make a schedule for your business and stick to that. Commit to that process, and you'll find yourself eventually it will become a habit, and working on your business will become a habit, and then your business will become like, okay, yes, this is my thing. The job is the side hustle, okay? The job is the side hustle, and the business is the 9 to 5. In your mind, that's how it will become, and they will eventually begin to flip the roles, and then you will get closer and closer to going out that door at the 9 to 5, if that's what you desire. But definitely create a work schedule for yourself and work on your business during those designated times, without a shadow of a doubt, without excuse, without interruption. Commit to a time and work on your business during that time. Now, the next thing that kept me motivated in pursuing my business while I was working my full-time job is doing a working lunch. This had to be hands down my favorite thing to do, because I wasn't a fan of sitting in the cafeteria and gossiping and sitting. I wasn't a fan of that anyway, so I always took my lunch to my vehicle, and I would eat in my car, because personally I just liked the alone time, because I'm at work all day, then I came home and I'm with the kids, and it was always just so I wanted that quiet time with myself, so I always took my lunch to the car. Now, this requires some planning, because I always had to take lunches that did not require me heating them up. It had to be something like a salad or a sandwich or something like that would keep and didn't require me to go and spend 10-15 minutes in the break room to heat it up and do this and do that. No, I would grab my lunch bag, dash to my car, let those windows down, and put in work, because I was that committed. And during my lunch break, I could literally go live on social media, literally just engage on social media. I could make phone calls if I needed to. I could send out pitch emails. There were so many things that I could do during that 60 minutes. That 60 minutes was dedicated to my business, and I looked forward to it every single day. Like I said, I worked an hour before I went to the job, so that kept me motivated for the morning at work. Then I went and worked on my business during my lunch break, so that kept me motivated for the afternoons at work. And honey, those people couldn't shake me, okay? They just couldn't shake me. It couldn't bother me, because I always knew that I had my business to look forward to, and that one day I was going to make my exit. So doing working lunches worked so well for me. I recommend any and everybody to do that. If you're a social person and you just enjoy eating with your work friends and all that stuff, fine. Maybe have a certain day of the week that you do it, maybe on Mondays, or maybe you say, okay guys, I'll hang out with y'all on Thursdays and Fridays, or whatever it is. But working lunches hands down, one of the best things I did when I was working full-time. The next tip is become a weekend warrior. Basically, that means to put in that work on the weekends. If you know that during the week you're working your 9 to 5, you have the kids, and you just know there's no time left for you to schedule your business in, then your weekends will have to become your 5 to 9 or your 6 to 10. Do the work in your business on the weekends. Now, on the weekends, this is the time where I would do the hardcore work of the business. So this would be the content creation, or if you have products, I would do the product development or the shipping or whatever. The hard work of the business would be done on the weekend, so that during the week, those pockets of time that I do find would be for me to handle the business of the business. So if you need to, make calls or do things like that, that only can be done during the week when other businesses are open, then I would leave pockets of time during the week to do that. But the bulk and majority of the work, you can do that on the weekends. Yes, you may not be able to go out as much. Yes, you might miss some time here or there. But one thing about it is, depending on what you do, it's easy to get the family involved. And if they just know, hey, 4 hours on Saturday morning, we got to do the business, we got to package up these products, we got to take these photos, whatever it is, they begin to get used to that and know that it's only for a season. It's only for a season that you'll have to do that, because in the beginning, when you put that work in, eventually things become easier and you don't have to make as many sacrifices. So becoming a weekend warrior is a great thing as well. I also did that, and it worked for me, and I know a lot of people that it worked for as well. Next, you want to schedule things where you can, and the biggest thing I would probably schedule first is social media, okay? Because doing social media in real time can actually be so much harder than it is to schedule, because you got to take the mental effort to exert to think about the caption. How do I know to put this? It's just too much work when you can schedule it in advance. You can sit down in an app like Planoly or Later and write out all your captions, get all your photos together, and just schedule them for the week. So that's something that you don't have to worry about. Maybe you send emails out to your email list. Sit down, go inside a ConvertKit or MailChimp or whoever you use, and write out your emails in advance so they can send out during the week. You would be surprised at the amount of time that you will save by scheduling stuff instead of doing it in real time. So whatever you can schedule, do that. Next, you want to ask for help. And I know sometimes when we're new and we're just starting, this can be one of the hardest things to do, because first of all, sometimes we have people in our lives that really probably don't fully understand yet, or we just don't want to ask for help because we don't feel like we've proved it yet. Listen, ask for help where you can. Like I said, enlist the help of your family to package stuff or do whatever it is that you need help with. Family is the easiest people to ask, even though they might not always agree or always understand what's going on. More than likely, they're gonna have your back. If you say this is what you're doing and you're committed to this, usually they're gonna be committed to it with you, right? And if they're not, listen, find somebody to help. Cousin, friend, sister, neighbor, whoever it takes to put in that work with you that will be willing to help you for an hour or so or whatever. Ask for help where you need it. And then if you can't get people to help you out for free, outsource. Outsource the things that you just don't like doing or that take you a lot of time to do. Basically, your weaknesses or the things you don't enjoy. Outsource those. There are so many ways to do that. Fiverr is a great starting place to do things like social media and video editing, and they do an array of stuff. You can find people to do so many things on Fiverr. There's also Upwork if you're looking to hire people for certain things. Just outsource the things that you don't enjoy doing. And trust me, being a person who has had struggles with hiring or bringing people on in the business, I totally get it. But once you make that step, you will be so mad that you did not do it sooner. I promise you, because your productivity just increases and you can get so much done when you get certain things off of your plate. Trust me, outsource your weaknesses. But in order to outsource, you got to be willing to part ways with some money. So my next tip is to reinvest your profits. Listen, I know when we first started business, when we turn that profit, it is just, ooh, it's everything. Trust me, I know. It's like, girl, yes, but you got to reinvest those profits into the business so that things can get easier for you, or that you can make more money. Don't be afraid to take that money and reinvest it in people that can help you. That is a requirement in order to get help, because yeah, there's gonna run out of time where you're going to be able to get work for free. People want to get paid, okay? And if you don't have those people in your life, you're gonna have to outsource to people online, or other businesses and things like that. And so you're going to need those profits in order to grow the business. So the first thing we need to be doing with our initial profits in our business is reinvesting them in order for the business to grow. And then lastly, we need to set measurable goals. You need to always have set goals with very clear KPIs that can tell you how you're doing and how things are progressing for you, because that's the only way you're going to know if it's working. You have to set those goals, so at the end of it, you can always go back and see what you did wrong, what you did right, and how to make it better. So those are my tips for running a business with a full-time job. But if you're at the place to where you haven't started your business yet, you're still researching, you're not really sure what you want to do, go ahead and check out this video right here, because I go in depth on some business ideas that may be perfect for you.